So it looks like February is going to keep bringing us some CCU sales, folks. Everything else that was there is all gone now, but 2 new CCUs have hit the docket. First off is A1 Spirit Warbond. Looks like it's going to save us about $15, and there's quite a few choices here, but only really one good one. If we walk through it, the Freelancer Miss has never been on a Warbond sale that I can recall. The Cuddy Blue, I don't think has ever had a sale as well. The Wildfire, also a no-show in the Warbond CCU category. So those are pretty much givens to not use either of these 3. Again, unless you've got some weird old free $0 CCU. I know I've got one for the Miss and the Cuddy Blue. Of course, if you have those, you probably don't need my advice at all on the CCU game because you've been in it longer than me, or at least as long as me. So the real choice here is the Vulture. I think it's had enough in the recent past as well that you might have one in your stable, even if you're new to the CCU game. So the Vulture is definitely the one I would go with. There is an opportunity for the Cartual. Cartual has had a couple Warbond CCUs in the past. Again, you're leaving more money on the table, so it's not the best option, right? You'd be paying 10 for this instead of 5, like the Vulture. Or, I'm sorry, 15 rather than 10. Wow, my math is terrible. So yeah, $10 upgrade. You save 15. It's not terrible. It's a pretty good sale still. You're still saving $15, right? Next up is the Ballista. Look at this. It's going to save us 10 automatically here. It has had a few Warbonds. It looks like this is like the 3rd one, I think. I picked up a few when it went on sale the first time. As for options, the 350R here it's been on CCU once. The Ghost, never, I don't think. The Raft has been there a few times. Obviously, the C1's been there quite a few times, even recently. The Nova, but I think it's been a while since the Nova actually hit a CCU sale. I'm trying to think back to the last time I saw it. It was probably mid-last year. Yeah, I think it was mid-last year. It might have been for Invictus, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, it's only been a few times for that particular the Nova. It's not a ship, it's a tank. The Legionnaire is also a concept ship, so you don't want to use that one. You're also leaving more money on the table, so it would be a double dip in the negative for you probably if you upgraded with the Legionnaire. And anything less than this, I mean, you're really leaving way too much on the table. Even with the Nova, you would be. So I think for most of you newcomers, you might have a C1 already, so that would be probably a primary choice. Those that have been playing it for a bit longer, you'll probably have Raft and 350R and probably a C1 as well. So I think it's a 3-way tie for this particular Warbond CCU. So it's really a 3-way tie. The 350R, the Raft, the C1 Spirit, those are all pretty good choices. Again, the Hornet Ghost has never had a Warbond CCU. I think, again, maybe one of those freebies from way back in 2016, but again, if you're new to the game, you've never even seen one of those. So really, for those of you that have really just joined, you probably have a C1, so obviously that's going to be your choice. For those that have made it longer, I don't see, I mean, I guess it would depend on where you're coming from. Maybe which one of these would matter. I just don't know. I think it's a 3-way tie. It's an even split. C1 is more recent, so it's had it more often. So maybe that one means the C1, if you don't already have it, it would be less likely, right? So, yeah, I think it's a 3-way tie. All these have pretty good options. They've been in, I think the 350R has only been once. The Raft and the C1 have had a couple times each. C1, I think, is maybe 3 times already. I think at least 3 times now. So, anyway, that's where I would go with that. Unfortunately, though, there are no other low-priced ones. We're not going to get a surprise like we did with the Hawk, unfortunately. But I don't know. It's still pretty good, right? I mean, we've gotten quite a month of Warbond CCUs out of this event that they've been having. That's lasted almost the whole month of February. So, a lot of good savings out there, guys. And as always, I will keep you in the loop if anything else comes up later this week. We still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, so here's hoping. Anyway, have a good one, everyone. Zi-Tek out.